The way that these men lie, cheat, finesse.
I just want black women to stop bragging about being the most indoctrinated group in America.
About men not approaching us anymore, because women for years online have been saying, don't approach me at the gym, I'm just here to get a workout. Don't approach me at the bar, I'm just here to have a good time and dance with my girls.
As much as you think that man is insufferable, he thinks the same thing about you quietly.
Don't chase no more. Niggas come knowing they worth now. Don't blow up phones no more.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
And I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm feeling the little movement y'all embarking on. I'm feeling it. Don't chase no more. Niggas come knowing they worth now. Don't blow up phones no more.
Those days are over.
Niggas stop text freeing and text nowing. Stop emailing. That's been extinct though. Like that's old. Pin stopped emailing. Don't DM or fake IG account. Like it's getting to that point. Come knowing they worth, and I don't like it. How do we go from brown sugar to getting down on one knee asking a map? How do we get? We lost the plot. We lost the plot. How do we go from love and basketball? How do we go from poetic justice? How do we go from Love Jones to chasing to I don't chase females? How do we lost the plot? We lost it.
The way you are reacting to men changing is why things are the way it is now. Think about it. Look at your roughness. Now, you're masculine, but it's not about you. Most women have became like you, and they're hard. They don't want the guy to be too soft, right? So what has happened over time? Guys got more and more. Their heart has hardened more. It's an ice box where my heart used to be. You heard that? You know that song? Like these things. What about that? Like those songs were coming out, right? And certain songs were coming out, and women didn't realize the change of men. All men, not just black men, but all men are saying, I'm not going through that nonsense. It doesn't make sense to be chasing you all around the block, because if a man is chasing, he's not receiving anything. So why would a man chase?
Complain about men not approaching us anymore, because women for years online have been saying, don't approach me at the gym, I'm just here to get a workout. Don't approach me at the bar, I'm just here to have a good time and dance with my girls. Don't approach me at the library, I'm just trying to get my work done. Don't approach me at the grocery store, I'm just trying to do my shopping. We have been saying online for years to not approach us places because we're not there for a man and we're just trying to do our own thing and don't want to be bothered with it. So men have stopped approaching women.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because of what women have been saying. You can't get mad at them because they actually listened. Like, what? I feel like something is not clicking here, because then we have told men to stop approaching us, and now they have. But then you as a woman now don't want to approach men because that's not feminine, or you don't chase, you attract. But now you can't even attract because we all have scared men out of approaching women in public. And now it's like, if you actually do want more men to start approaching you, we kind of got to take back what we said and just be like, no, you can approach us, maybe just don't be a or a creep or a weirdo. Approach us respectfully. If we reject you, move on and be respectful about it. Just because I reject you doesn't mean you have to call me a just take the rejection and move on. All right, so if you're complaining that men aren't approaching you, just realize it's our own fault.
I'm listening to what she said, and she's right, totally right. But this is what I say to that. Now, it depends on how you reject a man. Hey, tell a man sorry. I like that you tried. I'm just not interested. I appreciate that you think that way of me. Do something to ease his heart. Maybe you should keep trying. That may work with someone else. Do something, right? But a lot of them are heartless. Get out of my face. How dare you approach me? When a man gets rejected like that, after he built up the courage to talk to you, what does that do to him? Stomps all over his heart, and it crushes his spirit. So therefore, if a man is not confident, he's not going to talk to the next lady. Or he'll talk to the next lady and be thrown off, right? Because the last one gave him that energy. It's all about the energy. Men are not going to chase for that energy. No, they choose the latter.
They know their value the best. They are the best examples of, I know my worth and I'm always going to put myself first. And that's something that we need to learn from them.
Being single is just a lot safer than dating, getting into a relationship, being in a situationship, or anything with anybody, because the way that these men are set up nowadays, the way that these men move about, the way that these men lie, cheat, finesse, use, abuse, mistreat, all of that, the way that they do that so openly and also without any remorse, without any care, like, what is going on? I don't understand. Like, nobody can convince me at any point right now that being in a relationship is better than being single. Nobody, because I am so at peace and content with myself. The only times I feel like stressed out is when I see what these women are going through at the hands of these men. Like, when I reflect on my past relationship, I remember the stress. When I see other women going through it in their relationship every day, the algorithm wants to show me stories of women who are going through it with these men who have been cheated on, who have been abused, who have been lied to. And it's just like, is there even a point of being in a relationship? I don't think anybody could convince me at this point.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
See, this is another reason. It's wild. Like, she thinks she makes a lot of sense, right? She's talking about how she sees things, but what she's seeing is leaving her in a state of fear. Like, who wants to even consider being with a lady that's in a state of fear, right? Seeing problems on TikTok or other places of the internet and pinning that on her shoulders, saying, I'm every woman. It's like I'm going through that. But then, how old are you now? What, about 26, 27? Maybe a little younger, but this is what happens to them, right? She's around that age now. Then she's going to be 30 saying, I still don't have a man. And then she's going to be hunting. See, state of fear, then single and lonely, then 35 and childless, then 40. This is how it starts with her, with women like her.
As a potential romantic partner, we have to take that out the equation, because I think that when we have this conversation, people get very emotional because they only see black men as his value if they were his potential, as if he was your potential romantic partner. And I've been guilty of doing that throughout the years, but I think that we have to take that out of the equation. Let's look at them as brothers, colleagues, peers, people. You can grow up in the same environment and it looks like we have the same access to the same things, and we do not. I grew up in the same household as my three brothers, and we all had different experiences with the same set of parents. I am 28. I have a 25-year-old and a 19-year-old. The 25 and 19-year-old were not put on a college track, and we were in the same household. They were told to follow and pursue football from Little League, 6 years old, till 18, 19 years old. That your only way to go to college and your only reason to go to college is to pursue D1 athletics. That's the only thing that has been drilled into my brother's brains in my household. And so I am telling this story based off of what I've seen in my household, and I believe is happening in a lot of black households and schools. If you are not an exceptional student, nerd, bookworm, or an exceptional athlete, people are not pouring into black men to go to college in most black environments, especially here in the South and shoot in the North. I'm from Connecticut, and none of my cousins who are men have gone to college. So I really want us to talk about it in a solution oriented way, not in a, well, are they eligible to be romantic partners? Take your feelings out of it and talk about how we can bring solutions to the community. Why are we not catering to the boys that are in the middle, that are just average students? Average black women are encouraged to go to college. Get degrees. It's for college, it's for black women. But black men, unless you're exceptional athletically or academically, people are not pouring into them. And I know this because I work in academic spaces. I am on the alumni board at my university, which is a PWI. I mentor young black students on the high school level here in Atlanta. So I'm talking based off of what I know, not based off of scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, and just, running my mouth. So let's just have a real conversation, provide real solutions, create real initiatives that I hope those boys who are in the middle, who are the C plus students, get into college and help them pick degrees that will lead to a fulfilling career. That's it.
Now, I will say this. I don't like what she said in the beginning. I have to start not considering dating black men when black women are struggling more. But I don't want to point out, I want to say this. She's somewhat right, but she's saying it the wrong way. Like, yes, I think more black men need to be taught to get into the right fields, the right career fields that pay the right money, right? Maybe IT, maybe if he's going to be a nurse or a doctor, things like that, right? But still, guys should also be pushed towards blue collar work too. But to say what you said, I have to consider this is how a lot of black women are talking. Like, I don't think you realize, like, you think you seem educated. That's how most black women are. Toot themselves up when they're struggling. Actually, I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to let my brother hear. He made this video a day ago, and he's getting tired of it too. He explains exactly the problem with a lot of black women's mentalities, with her mentality.
Most student loans in America, while simultaneously having the second lowest income in America beside Native Americans. So I find it odd how there are black women on TikTok right now talking about black men and their literacy rates and their ability to go to college. I just want black women to stop bragging about being the most indoctrinated group in America. I don't see what's so good about going to a university and getting a degree that is not in STEM 92% of the time. Most of your degrees are in psychology and sociology. Imagine having those degrees and still being manipulated into becoming single mothers. The highest single motherhood rate in America. The highest abortion rates in America, accounting for 48% of all the total abortions in the United States. The highest eviction rates in America. The highest obesity rates in America. The biggest failures when it comes to parenting in America. The truth is, the black men that are being brought up in these single mother households are not being raised to be men. Black women are trying to outsource it by sending them into physical contact sports. You can't outsource a father. And I think y'all should start prioritizing that. You should also prioritize that for your daughters, because maybe they wouldn't be manipulated into going into 50K student debt and then graduating and getting a job that's 30K a year and then begging the government for financial assistance afterwards.
That's what's happening. And the brother said it all. And that conversation needs to stop, right? But it's crazy. She said, I need to reconsider. Or, well, I forgot she said it. Like, I'm not going to date black men again or something like that. But it's crazy. She's saying, I'm going to divest. I get it. But men are divesting because of what? Your attitudes. And that attitude you had just now is one of them.
Good advice out there on how to be a good girlfriend, how to be a good boyfriend, but nobody really talks about how to be single and date yourself and actually be content in that. I think it's a little bit unrealistic to sales. They shouldn't think about being in another relationship. Person has been in a relationship, a long-term relationship for so long, because unfortunately we can't just shut off that desire we have for intimacy, especially if you are a nurturing, hopeless romantic. And as much as I love my solitude, as much as I love being single, I'd be lying if I said that my heart still doesn't long for intimacy, doesn't long for romance, for love. And a lot of people say, oh, just stay busy, create routines, yada, yada, yada. Yes, that helps in the moment. But when you're going to bed at night, or when you're watching a movie alone, or you don't have someone to spend the evening with, to go to dinner with, having a routine isn't gonna do much for us lover girls. It's like you're trying to keep yourself busy and bury the fact that you feel lonely, but you can't really trick your heart. Like, the heart wants what the heart wants. So basically what I'm saying is, I don't really know how to be single. And at first, I was a little hesitant to admit that. But honestly, I think a lot of people deal with that, the struggle of not knowing how to be single. But I also think that it's a journey, and it's something that we all have to go through as human beings. And I think that that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It is. But it's okay. It is. But I'll say this. She needs real advice, right? Because we're not meant to be single as human beings. But it's a season. That's all it is. And you got to get through it. And the energy you're bringing, though, is good. This is what men want to hear, right? Men want to hear ladies talking like this, in this manner, in this fashion. Guys are yearning for this. You may very well get a guy very soon. Just stay open. Only thing is, right now, guys are not chasing, so it's a little hard, but maybe throwing on a handkerchief. Kevin Samuels used to say it all the time. Throw on your handkerchief and see if a guy will pick it up, because a lot of times you're doing that, a guy's going to be shocked. Whoa, he's going to notice it, especially if it's a guy you want. He probably will notice it, and he'll react to it in a positive light, hopefully. But I think it'll happen. So just stay positive and keep trying.
There, right? That as much as women get annoyed in marriage, because I'm seeing a lot of videos of women just out loud on the internet talking about like their marriages and how like annoyed and upset they get here and there. As much as you get annoyed and upset, as much as you think that man is insufferable, he thinks the same thing about you quietly.
The feeling is mutual.
You get it? Quietly. Men are trained, forced, if you will, to suffer in silence, because we've been taught that that is being a man. And anytime a man does complain, y'all will call him sassy. Y'all will give him a feminine connotation because you feel as if you're the only one who can complain. It's annoying, at the least, to keep hearing y'all talk about what it's like to be in a relationship with a man when men simply don't get online and complain about their women. I have been married for 5 years now. We have been through some. 0 times have you seen me get on this app and say anything negative about my wife. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? No, are you crazy? These women are getting on podcasts in marriages talking crazy about their husbands. Are you crazy?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As much as you put up with, we put up with. You just see nothing you do as wrong, annoying, out of line, any of that. And god damn, I just wish more of y'all would see things from a male perspective.
It's true. He's right. It is like that. Men do suffer in silence. But this is what I like about the way things are. Just like there's men that suffer in silence, there are ladies that maybe, I'm sure his wife, right? When she goes through problems, she's not jumping on Facebook and talking about what she's going through. I have been with someone in the past that does that. Every time something goes wrong in the home, jumps right on Facebook and complains. And you know what that does? That leads to guys doing what? Right on Facebook. Hey, this going on with your man? X is popping up, right? Things like that. Oh, I see you going through problems in your relationship. Why are you letting it be known on Facebook? Like things like that drives guys nuts, but a lot of times guys don't complain because we can't, because it is seen as sassy, and we're not. I'm not one. Definitely me. I'm definitely not a guy to be sitting around, complaining about how a lady's making me feel all the time. It's different if I'm talking to one of my boys about what a lady's doing all the time. She's being treacherous, but that's different.
Truth or dare?
Dare. Suck his for you, Dare.
That's a great idea. Yeah, that's a good dare. That one's kind of easy though.
If we were like somewhere not in public, then yes.
Okay, let me get your number. We can do it later.
Oh, you just got her number. You just gave it to her.
You got me.
What the hell?
That's a fake number.
Yeah, he gave me a fake number.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the real one though.
What's her dare though? That's not a dare.
She said she was gonna do your dare in private.
No, she won't. Oh yeah, she will.
All right, I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's too easy. But at the same time, you hit a certain age in life and it's not what it's hitting for. Like, that's a girl. Still, I would use and go. That wouldn't be a girl that I would make my girl. You guys already know the deal. I don't gotta tell you guys nothing.
Not a gold digger. I've also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys. I came into this situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right? From then, I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and I have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. Now that I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man, there's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger. You guys, it's no beating those allegations at all. The only thing that irritates me is I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby? I've been purposely staying off the internet. Reason being is because I don't want to come out of character from the things that are being written and commented, the lies that are being made up. And I know that if I put myself in position to respond, I'm then putting myself in position to defend my daughter and defending her of what has been written. There's no nice way to do it because people have been so ignorant and so cold-hearted towards a child. I'm not even sure if it's a woman or if maybe, well, I know I'm probably getting this attention because of who I am and who I am attached to. Just generally speaking, the second a woman decides to make the decision about her body and her child, y'all turn into weirdos. Do you want a man to tell you what to do with your body or not? Do you want the right or not? What happened? I'm on one tonight. We gonna talk about it. Cause see, I sat back and I watched y'all in your dirty bonnets, lay back on your headboards or in your cars with the cloth seats. I saw you. And you voiced your opinion about what you would have did if you were in my situation with my options that you do not have and you probably never will. How you gonna tell me what you would have did with my situation when you had a baby for your weekend? Or you had a baby for that dude that be robbing everybody? Or you had a baby for the booster? Or you had a baby for the dude that you have to run down for $250? Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Pay 18 years of child support up front, and I see some folks on the internet upset. If this is even true, why is this a problem exactly? She was in it for a cash grab. He's trying to give her money up front. He want to pay the 18 years in advance. Y'all be on here screaming, my body, my choice, his money, his choice. He already gave up his rights to the kid. He said he don't want no visitation. When she initially got pregnant, he gave her money and plus some so she'd get the abortion. She chose to ignore it. Instead, she secretly moved to California in order to try to get more money when the kid was born off child support, and that backfired. They said, nah, you finna get your child support from Georgia. It's one thing when a man convinced you that you want the kid and then turn into a deadbeat. It's another thing when you're trying to do a cash grab and bruh been letting you know he not finna take care of that kid, he don't want the kid, etc., and you still go forward with it. So all this nonsense, oh my God, he's a horrible person for trying to pay the 18 years up front.
As far as paying the 18 years up front, I think it was smart because he didn't want the kid, right? Of course, Anthony Edwards, little baby. She has babies with both of them. Now, you know, she's getting with you, every girl is trying to get pregnant. Every girl is thinking the same way. Even the girls that are actually good girls, they'll probably, oh, I can get some cash. They're not getting rid of the baby. Right, he said to her, hey, I'll give you 100,000 and some more things. So she's not doing that. That's foolish. I remember when Brittany Renner spoke on this, right? She said, oh, it's easy. Give it a basketball player. They just come up on everybody. That's the problem. Even the rappers nowadays, coming up on everybody. I remember a time that didn't happen. That wasn't happening. Like back in the days with the old school basketball players, they weren't having babies left and right. I mean, some of them probably were, it was on the low, but still, you weren't hearing about it, right? And also, same thing with rappers. Now, I look at it and say, I don't blame her. She did what a booger wolf is gonna do, right? That's what she did. She did what a booger wolf is gonna do and got the paper from 2 rappers and got it all up front. Now, the wild thing is she's going to blow that money. She's going to blow through that money and then be looking for more and then realize I messed up. But she'll never learn. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.